At the beginning of the movie we meet Lola, who reflects on how strange it is to go back to school after the summer vacation. The heroine socializes with her friends Janice and Emily, after which she is happy to see her friend named Kyle. However, Ashley, whom Lola calls Velcro, begins to persistently pester him. The heroine dreams that this school year will be even better than the last one. Lola chats with her boyfriend named Chad, and asks why he didn't call her during the summer while he was working at summer camp. Upon learning that her lover was having an affair with a girl counselor, the distraught girl runs away, but tries to pretend that she's okay. Back home, Lola has an argument with her mom, who thinks it's too soon for her to get waxed, and tries to find out if her daughter has been involved with boys and is satisfied with a negative answer. In her room, Lola writes a note about how her mother doesn't understand her at all, but before going to bed she asks Anne to give her a hug. The next morning, the woman drops her daughter off at school and tries to talk to her. However, Lola decides to ride with headphones on and hears absolutely nothing. The girl is late for school and chats with Kyle, who says that Chad did something just awful to her. Meanwhile, Emily is in trigonometry class trying to flirt with her teacher, Mr. Ross. Chad, who has seen Kyle and Lola's conversation, speaks rudely to the guy. The heroine, meanwhile, comes to French class, where the teacher threatens to cancel a trip to Paris because of their bad behavior. After school, Chad hurts Lola, because of which he is criticized by Kyle. At home, the girl writes that she just cannot stand her ex-boyfriend, and does not understand how it is possible to act like this. The heroine accidentally learns that Anne got back together with her father, but keeps it a secret from the children. Emily finds out from Lola if she's going to the Battle of the Music. Kyle, meanwhile, is forced to leave rehearsal because of a call from his mother, which makes Chad both laugh and angry. The next day, Ashley helps the guys hand out flyers with invitations to the show. Lola tries to make fun of the girl, but Ashley behaves very confidently. After the performance, the heroine almost kisses Kyle, but this moment is interrupted by Chad. Back home, Kyle tries to communicate with his father about the music battle, but his father thinks that studies are more important than anything else. Meanwhile, Anne is given a ride home after paying a fine by the handsome detective James. In the evening she talks to her friend Kathy about the incident. Unexpectedly, her friend's son, Jeremy, appears in the house and tells her that his father has bought him a scooter. Having learned about it, Lola begins to ask for the same gift from her mother, but receives a categorical refusal. The girl communicates with Jeremy, and offers him to play night games alone with her, but the guy does not agree, saying that he respects her too much. Meanwhile, Anne accidentally learns that her ex-husband has been seeing a beautiful woman. At night, the woman tries to find out from Alan if it is true. The next day in the school locker room, Lola criticizes Ashley and discusses her with her friends. In gym class, Chad pushes the heroine and then starts insulting her. Lola puts up a fight, causing Anne to take her phone away from her. The heroine talks about what happened with Chad, and her mother feels sorry for her and tells her not to do anything stupid. Lola continues to have a wonderful time with Kyle, and feels herself falling in love with him. Anne goes away for the weekend with her ex-husband and leaves her daughter in the care of Grandma Gran. During the party, Janice lightly drops a woman with alcohol so that Lola and her guests can have fun. The heroine finally becomes closer to Kyle, but Anne returns from her trip and is horrified by the mess. The woman punishes her daughter and puts her under house arrest, and also questions the trip to Paris that Lola was looking forward to. At a lecture at school, Anne unexpectedly sees the detective who gave her a ride. Meanwhile, Chad begins to speculate that there is something going on between Kyle and his ex-girlfriend. James manages to ask Anne out on a date while Lola tries to get an excuse to go to Janice's. The heroine tries to find Kyle, but in the toilet she hears strange noises and guesses that he decided to have fun with Ashley, whom she hates. This realization breaks Lola's heart and she doesn't know how to get over another loss. However, it was actually Emily who was in the restroom along with the school loser. An uncomprehending Kyle tries to convince Lola that nothing happened and he wasn't the one in the toilet. Ashley, on the other hand, is secretly happy that her rival had a fight with her boyfriend and thinks he betrayed her just like Chad did. Kyle keeps trying to explain everything to Lola, but she takes offense to him, and the guy gives up. Back home, the heroine cries, feeling betrayed. Her grandmother tries to calm her down, and offers to eat something so that she won't be so sad. Lola refuses and says she doesn't want anything at all. Gran comforts the girl and believes that no one is worth her tears. Meanwhile, an upset Kyle plays guitar and does not know how to make up with his girlfriend. The next day, Lola tells Emily about what she saw, who realizes that the girl actually saw her. Because of bad grades, his father forbids Kyle from practicing music. Along with Chad, the boyfriend completely ignores Lola, which hurts her deeply. The grades cause trouble for Emily, who gets 1B and also scolds her daughter for bad grades, but all that occupies the heroine is Kyle and Velcro. Lola is passionate about making them feel as bad as she does. The second semester begins. The heroine tries to make Kyle jealous by cuddling with Jeremy in front of him. The ruse works, and the guy leaves upset with Ashley. At home, Kyle sees that Lola has deleted him from her friends, which also hurts and offends him, since he did nothing wrong. Meanwhile, the heroine also suffers by re-watching the tape of the guy's performance and wondering why he chose Ashley and betrayed her. The next day, Kyle still decides to talk to the girl and sets up a meeting with her. This conversation is accidentally overheard by a suspicious Chad. He doesn't want Lola and his friend to get along, so he calls Ashley to their table. Meanwhile, Anne continues to hang out with James and get to know him better. The detective thinks her daughter is fine, but she's probably going through some difficult situation and doesn't know how to handle it. Anne doesn't know if she should let her daughter go to Paris, as she is very worried about her and fears that she will be hurt badly. Meanwhile, Kyle calls Lola and says that he will come to her in 10 minutes. However, the guy's father suddenly bursts into the room, deciding that his son has started using illegal substances. The enraged man smashes his son's guitar and promises that he will go to the military academy. Lola waits for Kyle for an hour and thinks he's just trying to mess with her. James walks in home and kisses her. This is noticed by Alan, who has brought Lola books and signed her permission slip to go to Paris. The woman does not know how to explain to her ex-husband what happened, but he does not ask for words and just leaves. The next day, Emily runs into Mr. Ross in the store and decides to tell Lola about it. Hearing how worried the heroine is about Kyle, her friend can't keep quiet and reveals all the cards. It was her who was in the bathroom then, not Ashley. Besides, it wasn't Kyle who was with her, but Wen, the local high school loser. Having learned the truth, Lola can't believe that her friend hid the truth from her for so long. The heroine tries to inform Kyle about everything, but he cannot pick up the phone because of the sudden appearance of his father. And decides to take pity on her daughter and let her go to Paris. All the parents pack their children for the trip. Lola is going on the trip, but is sad that her boyfriend is not answering her messages. On the airplane, Kyle approaches the girl when Emily goes to get water and wants to talk. Reconciliation succeeds and the couple listen to music together, enjoying each other's presence. American schoolchildren are not thrilled when they realize that their foster families are in some odd village instead of beautiful Paris. Once in their foster homes, Janice and Ashley drink wine and taste snails. Emily and Lola are even less lucky because their house doesn't have an adapter. The next day the students do get out of their new homes and go on a tour. Paris is impressive, and the guys have a wonderful time taking pictures and sightseeing. The girls go shopping and choose chic outfits, and the guys wander the streets, enjoying the freedom. Lola and Kyle hang a castle on the bridge as a confirmation of their eternal love. A grown man stares at the charming Ashley in the store. While the teenagers are having fun and enjoying themselves, the teacher waits doomedly for them at the agreed location, hoping that nothing has happened to them. Meanwhile, Anne brings James to meet Kat and her husband. Meanwhile, Lola runs away from her house with Kyle, and Wen pays Emily a visit. Kyle asks the girl to take his guitar to his place so that his father doesn't find out about it. The heroes return to Chicago and everything becomes as before. Kyle again forgets about Lola, this time because of the approaching musical battle. Soon the guy chats about his relationship with Chad, and the latter says he doesn't mind in the least. In biology class, Lola defends Ashley and is no longer jealous of her. Meanwhile, Anne searches her daughter's room for her sweater, but finds her diary with a lot of spicy and sometimes shocking details of her life. The woman tries to talk about her find with Alan, but the latter is jealous of the lady with James and is forever criticizing. Lola learns that her mother has read her diary and decides to live with her father for a while. After a while, the heroine still apologizes for moving, and says that she loves him very much and does not want to hurt her. That's why Lola didn't tell her about everything that was going on in her life. It's getting close to band time, but Kyle still hasn't made peace with his father. Then Lola offers to rehearse at her place, and Anne agrees. Kyle's father finds out about the concert and decides to come to it. However, his son's talent discourages him from any desire to quarrel and find out about the relationship. Lola realizes that this school year has made her realize a very important thing: you shouldn't pretend to be someone, especially if you truly love someone. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.